let's talk about meditation. This looks good.
It looks good. I like it.
Okay. Welcome, Soul Seekers. My name is Patricia Rivera-Wolfson, and I'm one of your soul guides.
Hi, everyone. I am Linda Krause-Barnett. I am another soul guide, and we are so excited for you to be here with us right now.
This is an impromptu interview. Like, literally, we were having a conversation about something completely different, and I said, we have to get on camera and discuss this. We have a very special guest, Sandra Suarez Dominguez. Welcome to our show.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.
We literally ambushed poor Sandra. We were like, everything you're saying is coming up above. Please, we're going to record this.
Life is too short not to take immediate action these days. So we are.
And just so you know, these are pads. They're not sweat marks on my elbow.
It'd be an interesting place for you to sweat.
I know.
Well, with me, you never know.
This is a topic. So we were talking to Sandra about something completely different, about something that we're working on together, and which by this point you've probably already seen. And we were just talking about quieting the mind and meditating. And Linda and I have both not been shy about saying that we're not really good at meditating yet, right? We have a growth mindset. We're not going to say that we suck at it. We're going to say that we're not good at it yet. And we were talking to Sandra about it in the midst of our conversation. And she had some really awesome things to say. So first of all, why don't you introduce yourself to everyone and tell us who you are and what you do and all that.
Awesome. Hi, everyone. My name is Sandra Suarez Dominguez. I am the creator of Luminous Inner Wisdom. I am an intuitive empowerment coach, a sacred guide. What I do is that I help beautiful souls connect to their divine wisdom within and uncover any dark things or anything that's keeping them from really owning who they are, stepping into their purpose, and really allowing their gifts to shine through. So I am loving that job because it is actually my honor to be able to have this gift given to me from above. And I love to share it because I love to see everyone own who they are in this world. Like I love all things spiritual. We could talk spirituality all day, but my thing is I love to see people shine and share their gifts. It's so needed. Everyone is needed. Everyone's gift is needed.
Absolutely.
Yep, I love. And so we began the conversation by saying that one of the things that makes meditation a little bit more of a challenge for someone like Patricia and I is that we are always kind of thinking while we're supposed to be not thinking. So we're thinking about not thinking.
Yes, exactly.
Right. And so I said to Sandra, like, how do we distinguish when we do get it in quiet? How do we distinguish that the voice is our higher self or that the voice is our ego or our fear? Like, how do I distinguish the voices and to find the one I'm looking for?
Well, definitely trying to really get grounded and allowing yourself to really honor yourself and closing off the mind. So definitely breathing, nice breathing. Breath is power. We have 100% capacity and most of us only use 33%. So I always say, really concentrate on your breathing, right? Taking in 7 seconds of a deep breath, just inhale, count to 7, hold it 4 seconds, and then slowly exhale 8 seconds. And what I want you to start to notice is how your energy has shifted in your body and how your energy is outside of you. Right? Can you notice it? You can feel that slight shift. And so I always say, do that for at least 3 minutes. And you really start to feel yourself within and versus what's going on outside. When you're trying to connect to your divine self, right? Your higher self, your angels, your guides, whoever you're calling in, what I want you to notice is that the divine does not understand drama. They don't. When they talk to you, they are literally talking to you with unconditional love and compassion. It's always a soft and gentle voice. Now, if your voice is coming at you with some attitude, That's your ego. Okay.
Linda.
That's your ego.
I think we can we can attest that we
But I would like to
we
share
recognize
this
that.
story.
We're gonna hashtag the crap out of that, but like your divine doesn't have like drama is
It
like
doesn't
that is everything.
it is. And I always like to share this story with my clients. I don't know if you guys have heard her. It's a Cherokee proverb about the two wolves,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Which one do you
yes,
feed?
yes.
Which one you feed the most? And we've been taught.
You can tell it. You can tell
Yes,
it because
please.
anybody who's
So the
watching may
story
not know
is
the
there.
proverb.
So there's this grandfather with the grandson, and the grandfather says, everyone has two wolves within them. And the grandson says to the grandfather, two wolves? He goes, yes, there's a white wolf and a black wolf. And he goes, well, what's the difference? He goes, well, the black wolf is pessimistic, it's negative, it's always angry, it's all the negative things in life. And then there's the white wolf, which is loving, compassionate, has patience. And he goes, oh, Grandpa, well, then which wolf am I? He goes, the one you feed the most. Right? And we've been taught to feed the black wolf the most. Let's think about that.
Yeah,
right? We're
absolutely.
always like being compared, we're judging, we allow other people to judge us, and that's the voice that we're consistently feeding, right? Oh, they're judging me, all this and all that, the people, all of that kicks in. And so when you close your you close your eyes and you're trying to connect, what usually likes to step in first is the loudest voice, and that's always the ego, right? The negative voice. The divine voice is so soft and gentle, but it's until you learn to feed that voice the most that becomes the most dominant voice, right? And so the more you connect with your higher self, the more you allow your negative self, your ego, to just step back. I usually like to tell my yeah, I see you, I honor you, get into the back of the car, let's just go, right? Because the one in charge is always you. You're always in charge, but somehow we feel like we're not in charge. But that's because the ego is fear-based. It makes you feel like that.
And I always say, like, if we could, and I think that's what's happening, and I think more than ever before it will continue to happen, but we don't learn to connect with our higher selves until we're so far along in the game. And it's like we need to come into this experience with that relationship. And with good intentions, I was not trained that way.
Of course not. Our parents, right, don't teach us that. But I've taught my daughter since the age of 11. I've been programming my daughter at the age of 11. When I mean program, I just simply mean allowing her to understand mistakes are the best things you can ever do in life. So when she makes a mistake, we make a party at high five. Yes, you made a mistake. Awesome. And then I pump her with a lot of motivational speakers, right? So like her favorite is Les Brown because he laughs a lot, right? And now as she's moving through things, I invite her to connect within. Well, what is that voice that you hear? Do you feel it in your body? Where in your body are you feeling that? Do you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. And then I've actually allowed her, we did a ceremony together so I can have her connect to her higher self. And she's been able to connect to her higher self that she literally hears it a little bit much faster than before.
I think we need to have one of those ceremonies, the three of us, so that
the three of us,
connect.
yes, I could do
Don't
that.
You think?
Oh my God! Like now. Yes.
I love people. Listen, I love people. I want everyone to connect to that because that's your birthright. It's your gift. It's within you. It's innate. Everyone has it, but people ignore it. And we're taught not to listen. We're taught to be a fear.
Yep. And there's sometimes I say this again and again, and maybe it's because I taught for 13 years and it's like somebody will say like, that teacher, I didn't understand it. And someone walks in, somebody else, and they say the same thing and you're like, I got it. It's just who you hear it from sometimes.
Exactly.
And when you say it the way you say it, like I've asked this question many times in my life, like I meditate.
Everyone we've spoken to practically.
Right? I've asked it in all of our, how do I tell the voices apart? Where is that voice? why, I don't think I hear her. I think she lost my number. You know?
And that's why it's important to be able to connect. And sometimes, like, I'll connect you, but if there's some resistance, then we need to figure out where the resistance is coming from. So like when I first connected with my higher self, there was resistance. But again, because I was taught not to speak to spirit because it was a bad thing, right? We don't talk to I'm Hispanic. We don't talk to those things. Those are bad things, you know. We got the cuco and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and Portuguese,
so,
and totally, it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. And so once I released those stories and I figured out what was hindering me from a past life, and I was able to clear that up and then came into the, you know, brought it with me in this lifetime, then it was easy. Then I got to see her. She didn't look so animated. Now I see her all the time. I see her transforming. And the more I transform, she transforms. Like I see her. I have a spiritual team. We all have spiritual teams. So like some of the people that walk with me, right, would be my grandmother. I have a river goddess that walks with me, my divine higher self, who looks like a warrior goddess sometimes and sometimes changes into something else. And, you know, but I also have other, you know, spiritual guides that walk with me also for specific purposes in my life, but we all have that. You know,
That's what I've heard. I've heard that, I'm taking a mediumship class, and that was actually, it was something that came up, is that we have a team of guys, and that wasn't the first time I've heard it. You know, we have a whole team, and I keep like, and Linda and I've talked about this before. I'm like, I want to meet my team. I want to meet my guide. I want to meet my team. Like, who's on my team?
To ask them, right? Let them know. I give you permission to work on my behalf because we have free will. So if you don't give them that,
Linda's like,
I'm going to go through the computer and sit right next to you.
and allow them to just be like, oh, you know, I call everybody, listen. Oh, and the other thing too, right, is because people get scared of the dark, right? You never invite anything dark unless you invite it in. But you have to vibe at that frequency. We don't really vibe at that. We don't really vibe there. But if you know, and sometimes there's nothing wrong with the darkness. I do a lot of dark journeys, and the reason I call them dark is because there are some traumas that we hold on to that we've hidden. I've had some traumas that I've hidden, and I put these little like chains and these little borders of wood all around it, whatever. And then one day I was like, I'm going to have to break this door down. It is time for me to step into my power. And if I don't conquer this, I'm not going to get to where I need to. And when you go in there and you realize, oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Yeah, it's like, are we chaining up an empty room?
I love that. I've never heard that. I love that image. Like it resonates so deeply. Like, are we chaining up an empty room?
Yeah, we are. Because what we put in that room is our shame, right? Our limiting self-beliefs, all the things that we don't want other people to know about, right? And then you go in there and you're like, but the reason I'm here is because I need to clear it, not only for myself, but for all my ancestors, for all the women in front of me, all the women behind me. So every time a woman heals, we heal not only ourselves, we heal other women as well. So it's important for us to do the work. You know, it's not just, oh yeah, I'm gonna read this book. I'm all about, let's read the books, let's do all of that, but eventually you really got to go in and do the work. Like you need a tribe, someone that can help guide you through it, because it's important to have a support team that you can be vulnerable with.
Yeah, and
fear.
I was gonna say, like, the interesting thing is, you know, I wonder sometimes, and we've talked about this a lot, but like, how do we do the work? Like, okay, so I've gone within, and I've come to terms with the fact that there's something inside of me, a story inside of me, and I know I can kind of pinpoint, like in this case, I mean, from this particular life, right? And I want to pinpoint, okay, exactly how to clear it. So what's the next step?
That's when you connect with your higher self and you allow your higher self to show you what needs to be done.
So in that, like you just asked?
Yeah, that's her job. That's her job. She knows why you're here. Your higher self, your divine self knows why you're here. She knows all of it. What do you think she's connecting you with the right people? There's a purpose for all of it.
So I mean, so this is when you listen to the voice and
Yeah.
and discern between the two.
You know what?
You have to know.
Sandra?
Hmm?
You know what I just thought? Like, you know why I think I either haven't connected with her or haven't listened to her if she's talked to me is because your higher self is you. So if you don't trust you or value you, you're not gonna, it's like your higher self is still you. It's like if you told me it was a soul guide or a spirit guide, I'd be like, I'm on it. But then there's something that lowers my belief when it's my higher self, because I'm thinking like, but it's me and I can't elevate myself.
Because the human aspect of yourself is fighting with your spiritual aspect. Because people think that you're human.
I need a drink of water. Hold on.
Instead of realizing that they go hand in hand. It's hand in hand. Okay, your spirit is not over here and you're over here. Like, she's in you. The only time you see her is when you stare in the mirror or stare in looking at the camera and she's looking at you. And if you directly look at yourself in the mirror and you spoke to your higher self, there's a deep reverence in there that moves you when you acknowledge that you see her. He sees you. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
I know. I told you it was good to talk
are
to Sandra.
magical. I don't want this to end.
Thank you. This is my jam.
Did you need an ego boost today, Sandra? Because I think you might have gotten one today.
I'm like, don't hang up. Come sleep at my house.
Seriously, look, it is always my pleasure. That's my purpose. That's my purpose. That's why I'm the sacred guide, because I take people on journeys so they can own themselves, and I want everyone to do that. Like, just own who you are. Allow yourself to blossom,
I think Sacred Guide is a really beautiful way that you have found to express you and your gifts, because that is exactly the resonance I get from you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And we're going to have to go on a sacred guided journey all together, I think.
Oh, yeah. It'll be fun.
Yes. Do
that. This is going to be, so you're going to be back. So, so how is it that if people wanted to go on their own sacred journey, how can people contact you? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
You can go to my website, www.luminousInnerWisdom.com, or through Facebook, Instagram, email.
That's awesome.
And we'll make sure people have the links to all your...
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you.
This was a beautiful, beautiful conversation. Thank you so much for agreeing to an impromptu interview that literally came out of nowhere.
It's always fun. It's all really, really always my pleasure, really, to share the wisdom that comes through me, because it's all, God, source, universe, whatever it is. For me, it's all from above.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
for sharing.